Ah, gefloobly boobly boobles. Alright, where's my bootin'? I need my Moonbase bootin'. There's my Moonbase bootin'. There I am, hey! Hello everybody, it's me, it's Andy, Decayed Andy here. Pre-moon pooping time, as we tend to not poop directly on time, to give a few people a little bit of time to slide on into my DMs, as they do. Hope everybody's doing well today on Sunday. And oh my god, there's actually people in chat chatting away. This is unusual. How's it going? We got Big D, got Orange, we got Simon Tang on Twitter. Oh, thank you for the follow on Twitch, not Twitter, on Twitch, Simon. And we got Daddy, as always. How's everybody doing? Hope everybody's good today. Hope you've all had a fun all day. We don't have a huge amount of Transformer stuff to talk about, but, you know, we'll get into the sticky buns when we get to it tonight. Not sure how long the show will be, but hopefully there'll be some good talkings. Hopefully I can scrum up some brain worms to flop about. I'm sure I can. I can't still believe I've still got Optimash Prime on my little desk here. Is that an individual asset? I don't think it is. And yeah, Optimash Prime on my little desk here. I think that's stuck to my desk like my microphone. Yeah, it is. Oh well. Oh, that needs to go higher. There we go. You move a thing and everything turns into a nightmare. That's always fun. Never change anything. As soon as you start changing things, everything explodes. So, you know, never change, never evolve. Everything's on fire. Happy Bell Riots Day. Oh, from Star Trek. Is it today? Is the Bell Riots today? I thought the Bell Riots were a few days ago. Weren't they? I saw someone put up a Twitter post. Chat is doubled, by the way. What do you mean it's doubled? Oh, there's two of them. Is there? It looks like there's only one on my screen. Do you mean like there's one behind? There's like they're like doubled on top of each other? Is that what you mean, Daddy? What the fuck is that? ABC. I don't know what that is. Orange desk. They're supposed to be separate. Wait, what's this? They supposedly started to. They supposedly. Oh, the Bell Riots started today. Check your Discord DMs. Okay. Let me turn off the thing so you can't see. Ooh, I didn't mean to move the fucking earth there. Let me check the Daddy DMs once I've hidden this away, so you can't see the dirty messages that Daddy's been sending me. Horrible, disgusting things as Daddy tends to do. Okay, click that. What does Daddy mean? Daddy means... Oh, it's like it's beveled. Okay, I wonder why it's doubling then. Yeah, I thought that's what you meant, but I wasn't entirely sure. So yeah, there's an extra layer of chatting going on. That would have to be over in my assets page, I suppose. I've only got the one chat box, so I'm not sure if it's anything I can actually change, to be honest. What's this? No, not that one. That's that one. What is this? What is this square? Oh, that's a PNG. Well, we don't need that one anymore. Yeah, I don't know. I guess I'm just gonna have to leave it. It's fine. It's fine. People can see the little names on screen and the chat messages going up. That's the important stuff, right? They exist. Not the first time Andy has apologized for making Earth move. Oh, well, you know, the power of God and anime is in my thing. It was fixed when everything went black. When you had... Oh, you mean when I changed scenes? So it's fine now? I don't know. Things are messed up. I don't know. Magic, right? OBS doing OBS things. I guess that's the way. Let's get to pooping. No, that's not that one. It's a website. Where's website? There's website. Bink. When you added everything else, it broke. No. It doesn't matter. It really doesn't matter if it's just like, it's beveled. It's not that big of a deal, in all honesty. I can't imagine people would go, oh my god, your words have been beveled. Time to leave the stream. At least not while I'm doing it, because that would be irritating. Anyway, let's get to some music and we can start moon pooping. That's what I plan to do. Okay, do that. All right, time for Moonbase. Play the music. Well, Daddy, you can figure out the problem then, and you can tell me what to do in a DM afterwards. That's why, if it bothers you, you could do that for me. All right, Moonbase time, magic time, music time.
Welcome to Moonbase 2.
Hello, everybody, and welcome to the Moonbase 2 podcast. My name is Andy, Decayed Andy, and I'm here today to join you with the knowledge that you've been missing for the week. Or maybe you know what's been going on. I don't know. It's up to you. Are you up to date with the news? If not, I will bring it to you and force it through your ears into your brain. We are talking about Transformers this week, which is unusual because we never do that, obviously. I'm on my own today, but that's okay. There's not a huge amount of interesting news to talk about. As before I've mentioned, we're waiting for PulseCon to come and enjoy it and show off its fancy stuff, which is sometime next month. Sometime in September, but I can't remember. I think it's not early September, right? It's like mid to end of September. Mid to end, 2/3 of the September at some point. Welcome, everybody. Hope you're doing well. This day being a Sunday, we are slowly slipping away from what was summer into autumn time, which I'm not against. I like autumn. It's pretty comfortable. But then again, summer hasn't been too bad this year, so I can't really complain too much. Big D in chat says, I want to say the 19th. Oh, it's probably mid to end of September. So it's the first today. Oh, all right. So 18 days away, potentially 18 days. That's not too bad. What news do we have to talk about? It's been 2 weeks since we've talked about news. We talked about Armada last week, so this week we're talking about news for the past 2 weeks. So we're going to start off with, obviously, the important stuff, which everybody's gagging for, I'm sure. Let's bring in screen a bit more. Of course, it is Transformers 1 merchandise at Cinemark Theaters, specifically Cinemark. Why do I say specifically? Because I don't know if this means they will not be available at other places as well, but from the 20th of September of this year, obviously, they will be coming with an Orion Pax drinking bottle, a B127, just a Bumblebee container and lanyard, an Orion Pax snack and drink vessel, a cup and topper combo set, a fleece blanket, depending on the quality, that might be nice, a movie enamel 4-pin set, that'd be nice for the people that go to Hot Topic, if Hot Topic still exists these days in America world, and also official posters and clothing, it says. So let's have a look at these things. We've got the Bumblebee popcorn bucket. Unfortunately, it doesn't look illicit, weird, or gross, unlike the Dune one, which I guess the Dune one was the one that really kicked off the big budget popcorn bucket thing, right? At least that's the one that gained the attention of everybody going, look, it's the thing you can put your dingleberry into and butter it with melty, hot, sticky butter. So I think this happened with the Optimus Prime popcorn bucket as well at some point, where you could crack the back of his head open and the popcorn would literally just fall out. Like his brain was just popcorn and you'd be eating the internal squishy part of what made him him. Very much like the part in Hannibal, the movie Hannibal. If you've seen that movie where they take the brain, where Hannibal Lecter makes the guy eat his own brain. That's not really an horrific movie, but it is a funny movie. Was it Hannibal or was it Red Dragon that did that? No, it was Hannibal, right? With the pig, where the guy got eaten by the pigs. It's also kind of funny. Wasn't that Gary Oldman? I think that was Gary Oldman that got eaten by the pigs in Hannibal. He was, whoever it was, he was under mountains of prosthetics. Either way, Hannibal was not great. Either way, Bumblebee, you can eat the back of his brains out and have those popcorn feelings. I always wonder how ranky and nasty these are to clean out. Like if you're one that has dribbly bits put onto your popcorn, are they really annoying to clean? Because it's got all these nooks and crevices and crannies. I imagine all of the sticky bits get everywhere. But what do I know? I guess it looks fine. Got two big hoops on the side of his head where I guess the lanyard bit goes through if you're so inclined. The cups are they're cups. My mate Matt has a load of cups like these, but they're all like WWE focused from the many WrestleManias he's been to in the past. And then there's just like what's these the topper, just I guess just like a little hole that these an Optimus Prime or a Bumblebee just plugs the little hole up. It's I don't know. It's kind of weird. The design for the cup is, fine. Just looks like a movie poster. Excuse me. It's not like a dynamic shot or anything like crazy, fun, or fruity or nutty. It's just like, yeah, it's Prime and Megatron. Just they're just standing there. The Cybertron's behind them. They look happy now. They're just chilling. You know how it is. Orange says, I find it pretty ironic a zombie human is talking about robot brains. Why? If you're going to listen to somebody about brains, you should listen to me about brains. Now, it would be more ironic if I didn't have a brain. And obviously, we can have a discussion as to if I do or do not have a brain. That is a valid discussion, which, you can make pie charts and bring evidence and eyewitnesses to bear for the trial of Andy, and doth he have a brain or not? But that's not what we're here for. Well, I don't think so. The Prime Toppers look kind of weird, because they're like small, chibi-esque, but not really chibi versions of the characters. The blanket. Now, it doesn't say how big the blanket is. And the design on it, to me, looks more like something you'd have on like a kid's mouse mat. Than a blanket. It's cut up into 4 triangle-ish shapes across this rectangular blanket with, your favorite characters, Starscream and Soundwave and Shockwave, of course, not being on. And it's got Ryan Pax, Megatron, Elita 1, and Bumblebee, of course. I don't know. It's fine. Depending how fluffy it is. We've seen like blankets, at least Warhammer-wise recently with the Old Worlds map. And I don't know why. I'd rather cuddle into the blanket of the Old World, knowing that people are fighting across my stomach in a metaphysical sense, because I've got a map wrapped around me, rather than just the weird faces of all the characters just kind of dully glaring out. But yeah, it looks a bit like a towel. No, maybe that's not fair. It's hard to tell. Because this isn't like a close-up shot, it's hard to tell for the fabric. So at the distance, it kind of looks like it could be a towel. But it does say blanket, so I wouldn't say this is a very absorbing material. So don't use it as a blanket. It is important to know how big it is. On the other side of it, on the back side of it, it's just black. There's nothing on the other side. It's got all the art on one side, on the other it's just black. So if you are somebody who feels terribly embarrassed about having Transformers or liking Transformers, just flip the sucker over. Just a black blanket. You hide your shame. Perfect. The enamel pins are simply the main characters' faces. I don't know whether these are what the pins will look like that we've got on screen, or if this is an artist interpretation of them, because they look like cartoon versions of them. They're flat with one tone. So Bumblebee is a flat yellow, Megatron's a flat gray, Prime's the flat blue, etc., etc. There's no shading to them. It's not the CG renders of them in a pin form. It's like you get a coloring book, and you give your 4-year-old the right colors for the characters, and you say, color them in, and they color them in, and they manage to get it in the lines, and you go, there you go, done. It's like, all right, no shading? No, not really. Don't worry about it. I mean, they're fine. Again, they just got no oomph. There's no oomph. I guess these are the real ones looking at them, because it shows another image. Oh. Oh, yeah. That's disappointing. Then we got the mega merch. We got we actually have prices on these. The popcorn bucket Bumblebee thing is going to be $24.99 dollary doodle days. I think that's about the right price. I mean, well, I say the right price in quotations. I think that's the price that most of these poopcorn buckets get sold for. So, okay. We have the drink bottle, which is a chibi Orion Pax with a straw, I guess, coming out of his the forehead part. The little the shape on the front of his forehead. It looks like that's where the straw goes. I'm guessing the drink bottle is like you crack open Prime's head or Orion Pax's head, and then you put a bottle inside it, and then you put a drink inside the bottle that's inside. Like maybe it's more of a container for the bottle. I don't know. I can't really tell the high-end mechanics of how this is meant to work. But there's also the drink container. Sorry, the bottle is $29.99. So $30 US reduced basically, and the drink container is $24.99, and that's Orion Pax's head, and that has a straw seemingly coming out the back of his head. So you can enact the scene from... Actually, no, it would work better on the bottle. You can enact the scene from Starship Troopers where the brain bug sticks its phallic stinger into your boy's head and drinks his brains out. You know? You could do that if you wanted. I wouldn't do that because, you know, I'm not weird, but some people could do that if they wanted. No, the drink container, the other one, it's coming out the back of his head instead, so it'd be more of a surprise, like, poke to the back of the head. More like an Alien would do from the Aliens franchise. That's more something they would do, or have done, I'm sure, in one or more of the Alien movies we've seen in the past. That one looks more like you just throw the gooey liquid inside of Orion Pax's head and just hope that the straw can slurp up as much as it can. But with shapes, again, with a shape like this, it will be a bit on the floopy side, I'm sure. I know this for a fact because I think it's a coffee mug technically of George Clooney from Batman and Robin. It is basically a bust that also happens to be a cup. Shockingly, I don't really use it as a cup because, well, I don't drink tea or coffee, obviously. But also for the fact that it's one of those things, because of the bust shape of it, whenever you try and drink and you put it back down, it sloshes in your face because of how the crevices in the water kind of flip back up on itself. So it spits water, or if you are having coffee or tea, it would spurt boiling liquid at you. Now, it's not that bad for the Orion Pax head, but it might have some of those issues as well. I don't know. I'm not a physicist or an engineer. Who knows? Big D says, I have no shame. I still have a G1 blanket in the back of my car. That's fine. As long as you've cleaned it, Big D, that's the main thing. If it's all stained and dirty, you should maybe feel a little shame. He also says, those are haunting. Yeah, they're a thing. I think it's because their eyes are just blue. They're just blue, and thus they carry no soul. Would it be better if they had soul to them? That's a question. One I'm not sure the answer to, if I'm honest. And Big D also says, someone paint some eyes on Pax. Someone paint some eyes on Pax rolled up into his skull. Oh, the Undertaker look. Yes, I would agree with that. The cock toppers, the cock toppers, or top toppers, however you see them. I guess they're not small; they're quite big because they go over the entire circumference of the cup, the big cups that we were talking about. So they're slightly terrifyingly big. They're going to be $14.99, $15.99. No, $14.99, making it $15. The blanket is going to be, let's just round up a cent, right? It's going to be $20 US dollars, and the pins are $20 US dollars. I think depending on the size of the blanket, because we're not showing the dimensions of it, the blanket's maybe better value than the pins. I don't know what blanket value is these days. What's the value of a blanket? A blanket's in high demand? I don't know, especially like licensed ones. Apparently there's more swag. Oh, there's more swag online? Hang on a tick, hang on. Wait, the Orion Pax drinking vessel also has popcorn. Either has a straw coming out of his forehead or popcorn coming out of his forehead. So maybe it's suggesting there's a multi-use for Orion Pax's body and what you want to drain him of. Okay, well, if there's more swag, let's... tickets on sale. Okay, maybe the website has them. No, it's okay. Never mind. Well, we won't be going there. set off AVG free. It's like, hang on, you don't want to go there. We're not going there then. So, if you're in the market for Transformers 1, TAT will be provided for you if you have the numbers, the money. Is anybody in chat wanting some Transformers 1 movie paraphernalia, such as the stuff that we saw? Anyone? Let me know. Well, there's also more weird gubbins and goobles by the Takara Tomy Transformers 40th Anniversary official goods. So, Transformers Expo 2024 official guidebook. I'll just read what these are in dollars because it's got the yen as well. They're going to be 23. Again, we'll round up or round down. It's going to be $24 for that. The 40th Anniversary logo pin, which is going to be $11.30. The Megatron Punishment Fan, which sounds like something that you'd get from a lady's nighttime toy site, right? You know what I mean. There's also sorry that I didn't say how much that was. This is way cheap for, I would imagine, one of those lady products. It's $3.40. Again, we're rounding up just so easiness sake. There's the Matrix pendant, which is going to be $26.30. Again, we're rounding down this time. The Transformers quote chain keychain. Transformers quote keychain. That's $12.80. The Transformers Expo acrylic art, which is wow, wee wah. And by wow, wee wah, I mean $513 US dues. It better be some fucking good artwork. We'll get to the images. Jesus, $513. Okay. Special Transformers Expo ticket. It continues. 7 Type of Optimus Prime art tickets will be out at random. Optimus Primal. Lio Convoy, Big Convoy, G1 Optimus Prime, Bayverse Optimus Prime, the worst one. The Last Night, the Last Night Optimus Prime, the worst one, the other worst one. And the Transformers 1 Optimus Prime. G1 Transformer mini masks. There's going to be 6 type of mini masks. There's going to be Optimus Prime, Bumblebee, Sideswipe, Megatron, Starscream, and Soundwave. Everybody you would expect to be slapped on, apart from Sideswipe. Sideswipe's the weird one. They'll also be given away to attendees. There are black and white. They are black and white, so you can color them. Oh, okay. They're a child's coloring mask. Okay. I was trying to work out what you mean. They were black and white. Well, that's not going to be any good if you're trying to like do an Optimus Prime and see the detail. If it's all just black, you get the silhouette, but that would be it. And the last thing here is the Transformers 40th Anniversary shopper bag. Not shitter bag. That's a different kind of bag. For purchases over 5,000 yen or whatever that equates to in US dollar dues, attendees will receive 1 of 4 types of bags while supplies last. So, let's see. Simon says, Andy, are you going on opening day or wait? For what? I can't go anywhere. I can't go anywhere. I can't even go out for a night. So the movie? It's dependent on work, to be honest. It would be completely dependent on work. I'm not rushing to see it. I'll try and see the movie on the week of release so I can, talk about it on the show. Or maybe it'll be a week after. So the movie comes out that Sunday. I'm not going to talk about it. Maybe the Sunday after it comes out, I'll talk about it because give people some time to get in and watch the movie. You mean? Excel Head says Punishment Fan, like in Fallout. Yeah. That's the one. That's what I meant. Okay, let's have a look at the things. So this is the 40th anniversary guidebook pin. It is a 40 that seems to be cracked. To make the number, and if you rearrange the part of the O, you can make the Autobot insignia, and if you rearrange the things of the 4, it makes a Decepticon insignia. That's kind of nice. That's kind of an interesting way to do a pin. Would it work? Yeah. I'm kind of trying to piece it together visually in my head as yeah, I think that works. That's actually that's pretty nice. To make the Autobot and Decepticon insignia into the 4 and the 0. And there's the Transformers trademark underneath them, which, whatever. But that's it's not something I'd, shit my pants for, but it's that's kind of cool. It's kind of artistic in its way. I like that. That's fun. Right. Okay, the punishment fan. Right. Okay, so it's not a bad dragon. It's just a fan that they would sell in Japan because it's fucking hot, and you use it to waft on yourself. On one side, it's got G1 Megatron showing us his hand, and on the other side, it's got a very close-up image of Megatron showing us his hand. I know this pose because I've seen it a lot recently in Valkyria Chronicles. People in chat have made jokes about the pose, but we're not gonna. It's not the same pose. But you could make that joke if you wanted to, if you're so inclined. But yeah, it's just Megatron stretching his hand out, probably saying, "Hey, here's some cool breeze if you flap me in your general direction." The Matrix pendant is as boring as you might expect it to be. I think we've seen like the Matrix pendant as jewelry for, I want to say, decades. I want to say we've seen this thing for decades being used as jewelry, so this doesn't feel anything new. The Transformers quote chain keys are in a different language and are incomprehensible to me. If you recognize the language and how what it says, cool. I don't know. I have no idea what they say, but one comes in red, one comes in orange, and the other in purple. Hard to say too much. The acrylic art, which I expect is the one that's $500 dues, looks fine. It's kind of done in a... What style would you say this is? Mildly realistic-y, kind of serious comic art style, I would say. It's not like Alex Ross art, for instance. It's not that. I'm trying to think. Is it like I have seen this design or this art style somewhere before, but I don't know where. But it's got all of the, well, not all of the primes. It's got Big Convoy, Lio Convoy, Primal, the two movie primes that I mentioned, and then Transformers 1 Prime and then G1 Prime on the front, and it says Our Origin. So I guess this is the theme that they're going for. Either that or this is what the tickets look like. Oh no, this is right. It's the artwork that's on the tickets, and then you put all of them together, and it makes the big poster thing. Okay, so then you get the tickets. Cool. They're actually quite nicely designed tickets. I love this. I do like this artwork. The artwork's very cool. I was gonna say something stupid. I was gonna say the artwork on them looks similar to what was it called? Do you remember the Transformers card game? It looks similar to some of the art on that. But then I thought to myself, no, it doesn't. You're being an idiot. Just stop talking. We have the images of the masks, the Bumblebee Prime, Sideswipe, etc., which seem to be colored and shaded quite nicely. They look cool, you know. Oh, you can't see Soundwave. My apologies. Ooh, there he is. That's Soundwave. Did you like that? Yeah, it's very cool. Yeah, they're fine. They're all right. I think they'd be fun for a little coloring activity, or if you're a colorist, you could probably make I don't know if you could make money off like coloring these in and sell them to people. Maybe you could. I don't know. And then we have the bags. They look like they're just the bags you get from like fancy stores, like fancy clothing stores where it's like a paper handle, but it's like wrapped in a wrapped tight. You know, so it's a rope kind of thing, but it's just paper, and then it looks like a paper bag. The bags consist of a one with the G1 Optimus Prime from the ticket, big on the front. A horizontal version of it is just the ticket, again, the acrylic art. So if you don't want to buy the $500 acrylic art version, maybe you'll get lucky. Maybe you'll get the bag. It's much smaller, but it's also free, just while stocks last, presumably. Oh no, technically not free because you need to spend over 5,000 yen. So you know. Then we got one that looks like comic front covers. It's hard to tell. It's this one. This looks like front covers from comics, but I'm not sure. And then we have the standard box art of Megatron and Optimus Prime. But instead of having the toy in the box, it's got the 40th anniversary logo, and then at the bottom, 2024. Yeah, and the bags are fine. So these, for a convention like woo-woo nonsense things, they seem okay. They seem fine. If you want to really make a Transformer fan happy and giddy, It's always good to put a Transformer in there, like a con exclusive figure, but there's always issues by doing that because you're going to piss off somebody by making it a con exclusive figure, as is the nature of things. So, Big D says, an Exel head screamed, Big Convoy. Big D says, kind of hoping the Big Convoy might be a hint of an upcoming toy. I mean, I wouldn't be surprised if we get one in the future, but, who knows when. Simon Tang says, it reminds me of the Cybertron video game cover. Yeah, that's it. That's a good description of it, Simon. The artwork on the cards here, on the tickets, not cards, stupid, on the cards is similar-ish. Is that kind of realistic-ish kind of style, and then like dust and particle effects in front of them to kind of make them blend into the background and make it look like they're really enveloped in smoke or particle debris and that kind of woo-woo. But yeah, there you go. So if you go into this convention, which is the 13th of September to the 29th. Oh, sorry, this expo. It's not a convention. It's an expo. Whatever expos really entail. If you go in there, you can pick up these doodleberries and whatnot and have yourself a good old time. Maybe you go back multiple times and you try and collect every bag. Maybe you buy many versions of the artwork and hand them out to your friends. I don't know. Maybe you're rich. If you are, donate to Moonbase too. I'll happily take your money. Moving on. That's right. Why are we looking at Twitter? Why are we looking at a rando Twitter page? Because this hasn't actually been updated on the websites. We have images thanks to Jackie Daytonus, I think, or not on Twitter. Not hashtag, at not _ Twitter. We have the first images of the real version of Death Cobra from Iron Factory, which is also called Fang of Botis. So this is our first ever Death Cobra from the one episode he appeared in Victory before getting killed. We saw prototype images of him ages ago, and it's the only thing we've had for a long time. He's clearly using the same book, as I'm going to call it, the same book as the rest of the Iron Factory figures, which no real surprise there. He seems to come with a double harpoon, which is interesting enough. Next images. Looks like he's going to be as posable as you would expect. He has his boob master, which again is a first, because technically I don't think he had a boob master, because he didn't get to join the team. It is a little snack, which can turn into a little gun, and then he'll have his animation boob version, and then the transformable boob version, and then the normal gun version, and the animated version. The snake reminds me almost of some of the Gashapon and other like really cheapo Micron snakes that we got around the Transformers Prime era coming out from Japan, if you remember them. And then we have an image of him with a stick, and it looks like he can use one of his helicopter blades and stick it on the end of the double harpoon. So if you want him with a, what would you call this, a naginata? Is it a naginata or is it a spear? I suppose like the helicopter blade makes it a sword, right? Rather than a spear. When is it a spear versus when is it a naginata? That I'm not sure about. And then we also have only one image of him in helicopter mode. I mean, it's not like a super streamlined helicopter or anything like that. I think it's perfectly acceptable. Granted, we only see it from one angle, so it might look anus from a load of other angles. Hard to say, but it is one of those you kind of go, yeah, okay, it's a helicopter. Yeah, you shrug and go, yeah, okay, it's fine. It's fine. I like the cockpit. It looks like a sleek helicopter, so I think that's okay. And then we also show him that he can obviously combine with Lio Kaiser, and we live in a world where Hellbat didn't exist, and he was thrown away somewhere, and the breast force consisted of Death Cobra. So yeah, it's fine. Yeah, it's good. I'll be picking it up because I want Death Cobra. I need to put in my pre-order for Leozak, because the pre-order's up. The only two that haven't got pre-orders out just yet are Guy-Hawk and Hellbat. I was pretty sure that with Jaruga's release, Leozak would be coming out soon. I was right. Give me a medal, kiss my cheeks. I don't know how long it'll be between Skyhawk and Hellbat coming out, but I assume since we've seen like real versions of them and Death Cobra, I have a feeling that it won't be too... I don't want to say they'll be out this year. I reckon between now and February next year, I think they'll all be out. I think that's fair to say. Yeah, I'm reasonably confident with making that assumption. I think these will all be done by February next year. Exelhead says, why can I see Death Cobra being repainted into Serpentor? I mean, he's close enough to being Serpentor at the moment. I'm not going to say Serpentor as in S.E.E.R. You know, it was Serpentor. I understood that reference though, Exelhead. I understood that reference. I hope everybody else did. Is this about deluxe size? No, this is actually because I've got Drillhorn and Kill Bison on my desk. Oh god, Wolverine, no. Okay, so we got Bumblebee, Legends Bumblebee. We got a Studio Series Bumblebee. They are maybe like a smidge taller, maybe like a centimeter taller than Studio Series Bumblebee. If you want an example of that. Oh, I've also got oh no, Jazz, don't fall over. No. I've also got what's this guy called? Energon Megatron, the Legends version. How big is he? He is I'm guessing on my centimeters here, like 2 centimeters bigger than the Legends Megatron, the Energon Megatron. If you want an example of that, so he's slightly bigger than the Studio Series Bumblebee. Also, pick up the Bumblebee if you don't have Studio Series Bumblebee. He's pretty fun. It's shocking. I actually am happy to pick up a Bumblebee. Who would fucking guess that in 2024? Exelhead says Legend scale, yeah, just a little bit bigger, but not by much. Like I say, maybe 2 centimeters. I'm just guesstimating at that. Exelhead says, I think the difference is the blade edge, but I don't know much. Yeah, I'm not quite sure. Big D says, tell you what, inventing the green and yellow, inverting the green and yellow would be awesome. It would be cool, but I'm not sure they do it. Because Iron Factory don't do a huge amount of recolors. Iron Factory aren't New Age, right? As a company, they don't seem to do as many repaints as New Age do. Also, I'm not sure anyone who's not old like us, let's be fair, I'm not being mean. Anyone who's not old like us would even understand the reference. Because it's a comic from a while ago. It wasn't even the IDW comic. It was Devil's Due. And I'm sure even less people know what Devil's Due is than they did IDW at the time. Maybe I'm wrong. I wish he would have more holes on him, but he's still fun. Oh, you mean Bumblebee? Right? What do you mean more holes? I wish he would have more holes on him. What do you mean? I mean, if you want more holes, you can just get like a drill, I guess, and start poking your Bumblebee full of holes. That's something you can do. But I think that's what Sid would do from Toy Story 1. You know, just saying. But yeah, Death Cobra, he's coming. Looks good. Don't take it out of context. No. I'll let the Lord do that. The Lord and the law. They can do that. I won't. I promise. Next up, we have the TFC SO5. Jakiro, which is a G1 Hunger. Apparently, I'm guessing since this is TFC Toys, it's probably masterpiece scale. The design is very modern, stylized rendition of a character similar to what TFC have done with the Poseidon Combiner, which is Piranacon. While not cartoon accurate, blah, blah. Okay, so it's nonsense. I don't have anything else to say there. We have clear shots of the robot and double-headed dragon mode, the group shot of the previous Terracons, Astaroth, Sin of Twin. Have we talked about those guys in the past? I wonder. Okay, well, let's have a look at Hungar. Yep, that is the basic body design that TFC Toys are known for, which is kind of balloony body, I think, is probably the best to say, balloony. You'd barely able to tell it's Hungar from like the silhouette, but there you go. Looks fairly posable, very detailed if you like that in the TFC designs. The double-headed dragon is definitely changed as they've given it like little horns on the side of its head going backwards. So it looks more dragony than... See, I never looked at Hungar and said dragon. I always looked at Hungar and said kind of a hydra kind of creature. They looked more crocodile-y to reptilian-y versus dragon kind of look. This one's clearly gone for more a dragon-styled affair on them. Looks fairly posable. Do the legs look like they're not legs? And do they look convincing as dragon heads? No, they still look kind of like legs. I think that's probably one of the harder hurdles to get over with a Hungar, right? You gotta make the legs look like necks and not look like heads. Or sorry, not make them just look like legs when they're in this head mode, right? I think that's maybe impossible to do, but it looks like the dragon head mode is going to be fairly posable. Like the back legs and the front legs are going to be working fine, and the heads on necks are going to be posable as well. I want to say we have talked about these TFC things, I'm sure. God, how long ago did these things come out? Or start coming out? It's been a while, right? Right? I want to say this has taken years for them to complete this. I wish I gave you a timescale of when these other guys came out. Maybe it doesn't. We also see combined mode, how he looks as Abominus. Yep, that looks pretty good as Abominus, I'd say. He's got the good shape. He actually has the silhouette, unlike barely any of the Terracons, apart from Cutthroat and Rippersnapper, have a silhouette. At least for these figures, I'd say. They do all obviously do for the animal modes, monster modes, and when they do for Abominus, they have a clear, distinct silhouette as well. That looks good. He's called Satan, not Santa. That would be a different mistake. All their guns combined together as well. That's fun. It's going to be a very colorful rainbow-styled gun. It's kind of fun in itself. Yeah, I mean, if you're already in 4 figures, then why wouldn't you get the main dude, right? Head design's not too bad. He's got a lot of forehead. He's got a Kelsey Grammer forehead, let's say. It goes on for miles and miles and miles, but that's okay. Yeah, I think it's fine. Again, it's mainly the style I'm not into. This company doesn't do a visual aesthetic that I'm 100% down with. But, as we've said thousands of times before on this show, I appreciate them doing something a little different from just flat G1. And this is a style you will either like, you'll hate, or you just don't care about. Orange says, Hydra Boy. Yeah, okay, so I'm not the only one that sees him more as the Hydra. Big D says, I hadn't realized that they had not finished yet. Yeah, does anybody know when these guys had started? Originally, there's no link to say when the first one came out. Not that I can see, at least. And Orange says, now those bootlegs look sexy. Nah, that's a 5 head. Oh yeah, for the 4 head, yeah, it's a biggie. It's a biggie. So yeah, cool. Will it tell me on their official Weibo? It won't tell me on their Weibo account. No, it's in Chinese, so it's even if it did, I wouldn't be able to peel apart the layers of riddles and rhymes to figure out when the first one came out. So we have a reveal for the Manju Netsuke. The Manju Netsuke Optimus Prime reveal. I have no idea what this is. This was revealed via the Japanese website PR Times. One of my favorite ventures on the internet, of course. What is this? This is Optimus Prime has got several non-conventional alt modes over the years, like a pen, a watch, a camera, sneakers, I was going to say a lung rover. It's not a lung rover, it's a lunar rover. And more. Yeah, he's had more. He had a cap. Do you remember the cap one? That was crap. Now, as part of the celebration for the 40th anniversary, Transformers Takara Tomy will release a special Optimus Prime which can transform into a Manju Netsuke, a classic traditional miniature sculpture used as a button fastener. Oh, okay. Ornate, originating in the 17th century in Japan. I'd never heard of a Manju Netsuke. This figure will be limited, made to order. Oh, made to order. Oh, no. Oh, no. No, no, no. No. Okay, so it will be priced at 660,000 yen. Hang on. Which is a not so this is what the story reads. Which is about a not so economical $4,532. And you thought Lucky Draws were fucking expensive. Jesus. This is made to order to the Maximus. Yeah, okay. Pre-orders will be accepted at the next location of the Transformers Expo. Oh, so it's an expo thing from the 13th to the 20th. So if you're in the need for a button fastener that can transform and a $500 bit of artwork and some bags. No, yeah. If you want that free bag, you could buy this guy. You could get that 5,000 yen multiple times over. I wonder if you buy this one thing, if you can ask for multiple bags. Because you've definitely hit the 5,000 yen minimal requirement to get a free bag. I think you should be able to get one of each of the bags if you buy one of these. We only have the one image. So, this is what you get for 4,000, $4,500 US. Wow. I mean, okay. Again, if you're buying one of these, I think you could donate a little bit of money to my Streamlabs. If you're buying one of these, you're not obligated to do it, but I think I would feel better about you as a human being if you did just like $1, $1 compared to 4,532 US for this thing. Am I impressed? I'm impressed they're trying to sell it for this much. Big D says, does it have precious metals? If it does, it's not. It doesn't say so. Someone says on the tweet, the TF boards, and I thought $80 diecast Hot Wheels Optimus Prime was an easy pass due to price. Yeah, no shit, my dude. Yeah, holy wow. Yeah, I'd hope this would be made of the finest metals that can draw out evil from your body. What's he turn into? You might be like, what does a button fasten Optimus Prime turn into? He turns into a button, I guess. Button looking thing. How big is it? Is it bigger than Hasbro's Unicron? HasLab's Unicron? I don't know. I imagine not. I imagine it's the same size as, like, a similar scale to a button. I don't know. Big D says, hold on. Excuse me. Looks like a neat head sculpt, sorry, at least. It looks fine. The head sculpt looks fine. Exelhead says, but honey, I need prime cufflinks. Our wedding is just 10,000 to pay. It's true. Look, you get your fancy wedding. I get my fancy Optimus Prime button thing. Simon says, according to Google, the Netsuke is a form of toggle that was used to secure personal items suspended on a cord from kimonos, from the kimono sash. These items include purses, medicine cases, or tobacco paraphernalia. Okay. I don't think it's worth 4,000 though. Maybe it's a cultural thing. Maybe it's a difference between me being a British boy and the Japanese being Japanese and, respecting their culture and stuff. This is made to order for a very specific reason. Every other Optimus Prime that we've had that was weird, like a pen, like a camera, like sneakers, like a shitty cap, were all, they were expensive because they're kind of a weird limited item. But this has to be now. I'm gonna say it has to be one of the most expensive Transformers. And I say one of the most because there's probably like you know, the first Optimus Prime that's in like an acrylic case, and you know, it's from the 80s and it's in perfect condition, and that's probably like $100,000 or something stupid like that. Or like someone's got the, you know, the prototype version of G1RC, the pink and yellow version, the one that you see in the books. Maybe that one's like in a special box as well. Maybe that's like $500,000 or something like that. So that I'm gonna say this is probably the most expensive Transformer, because there are gonna be those weird exceptions. If you want to make a limited made to order, I guess you're gonna have to go to the Japan Expo. Good luck to you. I hope you have a good time. Maybe you can buy 2 or more. I don't know. That's a thing. Also, the Tokyo Toy Show showed some stuff that we'd already seen, so I don't really need to cover that stuff. There was nothing quote-unquote new, but there was this, the Transformers X Bump of Chicken Bass Convoy. Now, what is this? That's a fantastic question. So, I'll read the story because I had no idea what the fuck this was. Bump of Chicken is a popular Japanese rock band whose music has been used in various video games and as the theme song for movies and animated series like Spy X Family, Dragon Meshi, Pokemon, and more. I like how they put those before Pokemon. Now we have a quite colourful special redeco, saying the least, as they say here, for the Earthrise. Yes, the Earthrise. The Earthrise Voyager Optimus Prime. Colors were chosen by the band bassist Yoshifumi Naoi, if I said that correctly, also known as Chama. Fair enough. Who is also a well-known anime fan. I don't know this man. I would ask, is he colorblind? In all honesty, I would ask if he is colorblind, because I would ask why he would do this. Why? If this is your special version of Optimus Prime that you want to put out on the market with your band's logo or your band's like name plastered on it, why would you do this color scheme? Apparently, the band has previously released a collaboration with Transformers Sonic Blue, Bumble, and Exosuit Chama. Which one was that? What the fuck is this? When was this? 2019. I don't think we talked about this. They released oh god, what was this? Combiner Wars? Titans Return? It was a shitty Bumblebee of the past. It was grey, and it came with yeah, it was Titans Return. And it came with a spike, which was the headmaster. Does it show the head? Yeah, it does. I recognize that face. Wow, oh, that's Cerebros' face, isn't it? It's a recolor of Cerebros' head for some reason. What a terrible color scheme. Or boring. That was boring. This is hurtful, and not in the good way. So, if you haven't seen the images of this, the legs are goblin green. The thighs are ocean blue. He has a red chest, as you would expect for an Optimus Prime. His grill on his Tumbly Wumbly is also blue. And his left arm is orange, and his right arm is teal. And his head is yellow. You could maybe sell this to me, maybe, at a push, if you said this was a crossover with Skittles, and they wanted Optimus Prime to taste the rainbow. I'd be like, okay, uh-huh, yeah. But this is what I call a fucking mess. A fucking mess. I have no idea why these colors were chosen and placed in the way that they have been placed. I don't know who this is meant to appeal to, apart from diehard fans of just collecting every variation of Optimus Prime you could possibly have, or if you're just big fans of the band. But I don't know why you'd want this. I think it's got the band logo instead of the Autobot insignia on his arm as well. Simon says, how much are these? That is a great question. Do we have a price on these? So far in the story, we don't have anything yet. What if we click on Dengeki Hobby? Will it give us a price for the Optimus Prime? There's also a Spider-Man figure coming out riding on a spider, but that's Zoid shit, so we don't need to worry about that. We're not talking about them yet. Where's the Optimus Primo? Another Zoid. Where's the shitty Prime? More Zoids. Oh, the Dramatic Capture series. Looks like they're doing maybe a 3-set of Coronation, Starscream, Astro Train, and Blitzwing as a 3-set, but there's not too much difference there apart from like maybe the colors are a bit better. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know what the price is on this. Like Big D said, probably way too much. Yeah, I have yet to see a price. If it's just 500 yen, I would say that's fine. I'd say anything above like £10 is maybe a bit too much for this. But hey, if you're in the market for yet another Earthrise Optimus Prime, Earthrise? Yes, Earthrise. Earthrise? Yes, Earthrise. Voyage Optimus Prime. Here it is again in a weird color. Hurrah. Big D also says, what this says is that someone asked to pick out colors. He'd be a grade bassist. It was a choice. It was a choice. I can't say I'm a fan. Now, some more interesting things that were shown at the Takara Tomy Thingamidoodah Day. We have we got 2 crossover things coming. We have a Godzilla one that we're going to be talking about, a Macross one that I don't think we really saw anything for, did we? Did we see anything Macross-wise? Whoops. Not really. We got 1 image from Macross. We got 1 image in silhouette, so this is clearly not anywhere close to being ready to revealed yet. And we also got to see the big thing we got to see, at least for this part of the story, is the crossover with Zoids, where it's an Optimus Prime crossed over with the Liger. This is called the Shield D Prime, apparently. Not a huge amount of images. We've got really only the 1 here, and that's about it. It's not a physical render, it's a CG render, and 2D, or just a 2D drawing. It might just be a 2D drawing, to be honest. It looks like it's not going to be the most complex Transformer ever. It looks like he's mostly going to stand up, and then the head's going to flip down, and then his head will pop up. For the most part, that looks like it'll probably be it. It looks like the Liger mode can poop out a little jet from his back, which is, I guess, cool, maybe, question mark? Yeah, because if you look, the tail flips around the back and sits on the top of the jet fighter thing. It doesn't look like it's going to be a super complex Transformer, but it looks like it might be visually okay, I suppose. I mean, I'm not a Zoid man, I'm not a Zoider. I don't know what you people call yourselves. But it looks okay, I suppose, you know? If you're in the market for Zoids, I guess this is something. I always wish they'd do something maybe different with the head, but then it wouldn't be Prime, so maybe it wouldn't sell, so you should do Optimus Prime's head, I guess. XL Hedge says, Commander Jetfire in Macross colors? No, I mean, if we're going off the singular silhouette, which is this thing, it's clearly a new mold. It's clearly a new mold. And I come in 2025, apparently. Zoid Prime Future Leo Breaker. I think you're expecting much for this to be released outside of Japan. At best, this might be released on Hasbro Pulse, but I'd be surprised. It's not Leo Convoy-y or Leo Breaker-y enough to just be shunted into the Legacy line. So I think this will be an exclusive. If you want this, you can get it, or you can swivel. Maybe they'll do a white Leo Breaker repaint, because that was a thing, right? Yes, Andy, it was. Maybe that'll be a thing, I suppose. Maybe they'll do that. I don't know. The best I can say at the moment is it looks like it won't be bogged down by engineering that'll fuck it up. My hope, I mean, I don't care too much, obviously, about it. But my only thing that I would always say aim for, right? Always aim to be better than the, what do you call it? The crossover with, not Macross, Top Gun. Always aim to be better than the Top Gun crossover figure. Always aim to be better than that. As long as you're better than that, you've hit mediocrity. If you're below that, you're in dog shit territory. Hit mediocrity or hit higher. That's all I'm asking. Big D says, thing is that specifically Macross 7 could be a variant of the Firebomber colored YF19 question mark. I don't know. It sounds like you're spewing physics at me, my dude. I have no idea. I'm not a big Macrosser. I watched 2 Macross things and was just kind of like, it's fine. Wasn't really tempted to do much more than that. One of them was the movie, where it was all about singing, and I kind of got bored. I was like, oh my god, I don't care about your shitty song, shush. Simon says, yeah, I think it could be the Firebomber with a new Transformers head. Oh, there you go. Be odd to see a Valkyrie with a Transformers head and posable body. Well, hopefully it'll be good quality. I hear Macross toys can vary between like being really good and being, oh no, this thing's going to explode. We also got images of the Godzilla crossover. Shit, the images were better on the other page. Titolies. So we've got a Grimlock that's been, that has a, it looks like maybe a new chest and a new head. So it looks like Megatron and a Prime. It is Laser Prime that seems like it's just been recolored. So that's really dull. I don't know what the recolor's meant to be, but it looks fucking boring. And the Megatron is just a black Grimlock. Now, someone did a Digibash of something you could have done, which looks way better. So what they did was they did a new Grimlock head. So it looks interesting. They remolded the dinosaur head. They also gave it a tail extension that is a separate weapon, where it has the Godzilla spinal translucent crystal things. Funnily enough, they actually shrunk down the dinosaur legs and used the dinosaur legs as dinosaur arms as well. So if you remember Grimlock's tiny little weedy arms, imagine getting his legs, shrinking them down to about a third, a fourth, or a fifth of their size, so they're like normal dinosaur arm length, and using those arms for Godzilla arms. And then a lot of pieces have been, and then they've added more of the translucent kind of scales to go up the rest of the back to give a more Godzilla look. Looks really good. This is what people would have been interested in. They also did a Megatron variant, which is like he has a new head, which looks kind of similar to, is it Super Megatron's head? Remember that release? Looks a bit like that. And then it's just a recolor from the translucent blue to translucent red. I don't know whether this is suggesting 2 separate Godzillas or if this is just you have the Godzilla where he's like super radioactive powered up, which is the evil version, or maybe it's just meant to be evil Godzilla versus good friend to the children Godzilla. Either way, the Digibashes, which these ones are let's just say just a little bit more effort put in and a little bit cooler than what if Grimlock was black and we gave him just a Megatron head, and you go, oh, I mean, I guess you could. kind of sad. And I mean, is there anything to say about the Laser Optimus Prime, who's mostly gray in robot mode? Man. Laser Prime is Mechagodzilla. You're fucking kidding me. You're fucking kidding me. I bet you wouldn't fucking know that. Okay, imagine you hadn't seen this image, you hadn't heard this story before, right? Imagine I came up to you as a Transformers fan and I showed you this image and I said, what do you think this is meant to be? You wouldn't have a fucking clue that this was meant to be a representation of Mechagodzilla, unless there's something on the side of the truck that says Mechagodzilla. Then obviously, or if there's writing on his boob and it again says Mechagodzilla team or something like that, you'd get it. Fair enough. But if you just look at this image, You'd be like, I don't fucking know. I have no idea. It's just a gray Optimus Prime. And in trailer mode, he's blue with, like, white splodges on the front. Like, pigeons have been shitting on him all day. I don't know. Big D says, I'll be surprised if someone doesn't KO Studio 86 Grimlock to look like these Digibashers. It wouldn't be a bad idea, to be honest. I'm not sure how feasible it would be to do it, but you could sell a couple at least, I think. Simon Tang says, the spikes look like green crystal transformers from the last night's Stegosaurus. Oh, the plate things. Yeah. I can see what you're saying. And Big D says, nope, that's who he's supposed to be. Doesn't look like it. Doesn't look like anything. Looks like nothing. I really do like that Prime, but I'm perfectly fine of not owning him. Out of interest, Orange, what do you like about it? What do you like about this Optimus Prime? To me, it looks half-assed and shit. To be perfectly honest. Because it's mostly just grey in robot mode. So what is it that you like about it? I'd be fascinated to know. This feels like two very mediocre things, and shown up by obviously a Digibash that's clearly doesn't have to consider money. You don't even need to shrink down Grimlock's legs to put them on his arms. You could just use the standard Grimlock arms. I wouldn't mind that. I mean, like, I shrug my shoulders, go, whatever. The tail weapon, okay, I don't need that either. The spike things going down Godzilla's back, yes, that's kind of an essential Godzilla look, right? He's always got the plates on his back, as far as I'm aware. Mikey would know if he was here, but he's not here, so fuck him. Yeah, there you go. That's our crossover with Godzilla, kind of half-assed, I'd say. Big D, Orange says, I like how his color palette changes between modes. But do you actually like the color palettes themselves? I guess that's the question. Do you like him turning from a blue truck to a just mostly gray robot? That's a preference thing, I suppose. Also, we got a little surprise, apparently, for a Transformers crossover with Studio Series Trigger. Have a promotional video. It's a special project in the works with one of the most well-known Japanese animation studios who always fucks up their storylines by the end of their animation series, or the animated series. Trigger's worked on in several famous anime series like Kill la Kill, which is the best, Cyberpunk, which I didn't give a shit about, Gridman, which is really good, maybe actually their best, Dynazenon, which I did not like, and other projects like Darling in the Franxx, which was fucking terrible. I think that was them. There's still no concrete information about what the project is. A special video, a special animated video, a new anime, a music video. Your guess is as good as ours. So we got the teaser thing. Shut the fuck up. We got the special preview here, and I've watched this, and there's nothing. There's nothing here. There's next to nothing. There's a load of like images, which would be like animatic storyboarding, I suppose. And then we have like Sparkplug from Armada holding the Matrix, going up to Rodimus holding the Matrix, going up, and then some more finished bits of animation of Prime punching Megatron slowly. What I think this might be, and I don't know for sure, because obviously, what do I know? I look at how the animation's done for, say, this punch, right, of Prime punching Megatron, and to me, it looks like the same kind of animation that they use for the... Did anybody see the Gridman promotional video? So before SSSS Gridman came out, there was like a video that they made to try and help promote the show so they could get funding and like people would believe in the project, etc., etc. That kind of looks like what this might be. I don't know whether that's true or not. It might be, like they say, it could be a music video, it could be a weird just like, happy 40th anniversary, we did a small Transformers video for you because we're big Transformers fans. I would be surprised if it's a full anime series. I would be very surprised if it's a full anime series. Mainly because Transformers doesn't have the pull in Japan like it does in the West. You know, it's a baby show in Japan. It obviously does have fans in Japan, of course, no doubt about that. But the general market is primarily that. While I'd say Transformers here in the UK, US, kind of the West, is a bit more of a. I think you could say it's more diverse in terms of the age groups. I think I'm happy enough to say that. Big D says, remember the Gunpla Perfect Mission video with all the main Gundams up to that point? No, I didn't see that. I could see something with Optimus Prime and all the various Autobot commands across the years taking on their opposite numbers. Yeah, like a little, again, like say a kind of a promo video, 40th anniversary video that they're doing. Full anime series, I don't see it. BD also says it should at least go hard, though, as Trigger are seemingly a whole bunch of TF nerds. Yeah, there'll be a lot of weird references. We might even get Violent Jiger in there again, and I can be happy. I can calm down the Violent Jiger love. Well, it's not even love, is it? It's just like a joke. But yeah, I don't think you should expect a new anime. A special animated video, that seems plausible. Music video, less plausible. I'd say the animated short. That's more likely. So, we also have Way Studios, Transformers 1, Optimus Prime, and Megatron statues. So, not much to say here. Actually, there is. They look weirdly out of proportion. The Prime has really thin arms and very tiny hands, very long legs. I don't know if these are in proportion. Each of the, Prime comes with a little Megatron in his tank mode, and the Megatron comes with little Prime in his truck mode. They got some okay bases. The bases aren't anything to write home about. They are just gray with kind of panel-y detail to make it look like a floor piece of Cybertron, but there's not anything desperately intricate going on there. Megatron's proportions maybe look a little bit better than Prime's. And lots of edge highlighting kind of to give paint-scuffed looks to him. They were showing at a convention. I don't know if they're posable, because there's another two statues to the right side of them on the table where they are posed. Oh no, it looks like you can pose them. I'm going to assume that they are limited posing statues. Posability statues. Oh, if I read the story, I'd realize that these are new semi-movable statues, limited articulation. Well, there you go. I'm an idiot. Of Optimus Prime and Megatron's final forms. And plus an alt mode of each of the character, blah, 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 which is said. We have no concrete information about the scale, price, release date. Stay tuned. So, if you really like the design and you want a very minimal interactive statue toy version of these characters, I guess these might be for you, I suppose. There's not going to be a huge amount to them, but minimum. I'm going to assume the legs are the things that are immovable, mostly. I know, the legs look like they can move. Megatron's in a different pose here to here. I don't know, but it's limited. Limited, they say. Simon Tang says, wow, Hasbro is licensing the movie to the max. Just like the CEO said, yeah, I guess, just sell the license as much as possible. Hopefully it'll bite. I think they're just trying to milk the teat of the Transformers movie as much as they can. I guess it's good that they have faith in it. I wonder if it'll pay off, Cotton. Because it's a bold strategy. Next we have rumors of Earthspark replacement series listings found. So I guess the new replacement show for Transformers Earthspark is maybe with a big maybe, gonna be Transformers Cyberworld, which I'm not sure if it's a great name, but at least it's not more than meets the eye. At least it's not robots in disguise. Yeah, it's something different from previously named Transformers shows, so okay. And then we have Transformers Cyberworld CC Mirage. These are listings for all the, I guess, the characters and bizarre toys that are going to be coming. Cyberworld Scorponok Strike Battle, Cyberworld Armor Galvatron, Cyberworld CC Skybite, Cyberworld CC Mega Bull, Mega Bullshit, CC Snarl, Snee, CC OP Optimus Prime Off-Road? OP. I guess Optimus Prime. Cyberworld Chomp and Battle Grimlock. Cyberworld Armor Cyber Changes AST Assortment, clearly. And Cyberworld Cyber Changes Assortment as well. So, I guess some interesting snoo, no big D. Don't make me bonk you with a hammer. We've got so definitely some garbage toys in here, like the Cyber Changes are probably the usual gubbins, nonsense, crappy toys that we're used to getting for the kids show, because kids are stupid. Kids don't want cool toys, they want the shitty toys. The ones that, cost like £5 and break in seconds. They want them. They don't want the big boy toys that we have. I'm wondering if CC is the warrior line, potentially. Some interesting names, though. Mega Bull. Is that going to be horrible? But they couldn't call him a horrible, so went Mega Bull. Skybite. We know we've got a Skybite coming for... What do you call it? For Legacy. Is he going to look like G1 Skybite? Is he going to have a new look to him? Galvatron. Interesting. Mirage. Scorponok. So we've got some names here. I'm not sure I'm down with the name Cyberworld, but hey, if the writing's good, I'll fucking take it. It's been years since I've had a Transformers show that I could get into. Years. So if we could have one with, like, competent writing, that's all I'm asking. Please. And also, in your series, please don't save a baby cow. Or save a baby bear. Let them die. Sometimes, Autobots, you gotta let nature take its course. If a baby cow's gonna get hit by a train, baby cow's gonna get hit by a train. That's all I'm saying. I guess, I wonder if we'll find out more about Cyberworld, maybe in September. Who knows, right? Who knows? Now, an interest... Hang on. No one said anything. Okay, my bad. So, before going on, it seems like Studio Series Optimus Prime is having some issues with misassembled feety Wheaties. If you are into feet, especially robot feet, this is something to be aware of when you get your Optimus Prime Studio Series figures. Will you get the correct one or the wrong one? So... Is this the back of the figure? So if the back of the figure... Oh, yeah, you can see that the feet with the lights on the back of them are actually upside down here. Yeah, they're upside down completely, so you got to flip them the other way. They're upside down and on the wrong feet? Yeah, you can see the difference here. Oh, man, what's happened to this Prime? Wonder which one... No, yeah, this is one with its feet fixed, and this is one with its feet fixed as well, right? If you want to fix it, you're going to have to knock out a pin. Which is a bit of a pain in the anus, obviously. But then, looks like there are a few devices you can get for pin knocking. Tad annoying on a figure like this, obviously. So, will you get lucky or will you get screwed? I guess if you wait for a second... Oh, yeah, you might not be able to wait on a second run of these things, right? Because if you wait on a second run, that might not happen. You might just miss out on it. There is a video that shows how you can do it. It's an 8-minute video. Anything fancy? It's probably just like, yeah, it shows you unscrewing the leg and, just popping out the pin. So, remember, if you get yours, check this. It might not be something you give a rat's ass about, granted, but it also might be. So, keep your eyes peeled. Let's read what the story says. This is coming, obviously, from the Asian market because they've already got their primes at the moment. There seems to be a widespread issue in apparently all copies so far. My button didn't work multiple times. The right and left heels are switched and flipped upside down, as we can verify by checking the official renders and packaging instructions. These pictures are attached by a metal pin, so you may need the right tool to extract them, which, that's not easy, and switch the heels into the right position. It's good to remark that this issue doesn't affect transformation or stability of the figure. Nevertheless, hopefully this will be fixed on possible future runs. Possible future runs. So it's more than likely that you're going to have this issue. Might not be a thing that you give a rat's ass about. But for those who have, problems with these kind of things, this might be very annoying. I mean, it shouldn't happen, right? It's annoying that it did. Last bit of news for today. More rumry poomry boomblers. So, rumors are that Microsoft Studios is working on 2 Transformer game projects. Oh, is that good? I guess we'll talk about it. Well, we don't have any information at the moment. Both projects seem to be targeting this year for release. It's fucking September. What do you mean? What do you mean this year for release? What do you mean? It's interesting that Microsoft Studios now owns Activision Blizzard. Sorry, Blizzard. I remembered what Blizzard used to be and what it is now, and felt very disgusted and ill. The company prior to the acquisition by the tech giant published multiple Transformer-related games. Games that include... Why are you throwing in the title of what they published? They didn't make the game, though. They just published the game. It was High Moon Studios that made the fucking game. And it was Activision that fucked over the last few games for High Moon Studio. It was Activision that fucked everything up. Activision's a piece of shit company. Sorry if you work in Activision. There have been a renewed fan interest for the aforementioned games in recent times. Yeah, because you can't fucking get them, and they're the only good Transformer. There are only 3 good Transformer games: War, which is okay; Fall, which is really good; and Devastation, which is pretty okay as well. Big D says, heard a rumor of one of these might be a repackage/remaster War and Fall of Cybertron. That would make sense for them to do that because they don't have to do too much work. They just have to. I mean, I'd say they don't even have to upscale it. They just put it out again and go, here, you can buy it again. Are we generous? Simon says, do you think Microsoft is picking up Reactive? That's a question. Who was doing Reactive? I don't think it was Activision doing Reactive, right? That was another company doing Reactive, I think, but I can't remember. Let's say Reactive is far enough along its gaming production. Excuse me. And Microsoft had the option to do it. If it's like 60% done, I could see them maybe taking it on and just being like, fuck it, finish it and poop it out. We've only got to pay for 40% to get it finished and out the door. And even if it's a flop, we might be able to just make some money on it. If it's only 20% done, because who knows how far that game has come along, because we've barely seen anything for it. I don't think we've seen any gameplay still. It's one of those things. I don't know. So in terms of Transformer games recently, the last good game we had was Devastation. We have had games since then. We've had a mobile game. Who gives a shit? We've had the Cyberverse game. Who gives a shit? That was a baby shovelware game, which at best you could say was mediocre. So let's not pretend that Transformers has had a great track record with video games. It's only had like 3 good ones, or three that are worth playing. So when you tell me that they've got 2 projects coming up and they haven't been announced, we know nothing about them, I have to assume it's just a repackaging of the previous 2 games, right? It has to be. It can't be anything brand new. It just can't be. If it is something brand new, then I would imagine it's shovelware, garbage, or... No, it'd have to be shovelware garbage, because who cares? Because you can just put it out. It's like, whatever, the babies will buy it, no one cares. Because I don't think the Cyberverse game got much lucky, because, again, who gives a shit? And I think sales and reviews, again, proved no one gave a shit about that game, because no one's talking about it now. Simon says, would not the video game be tied to the new movie? I think there's a racing game coming out. Who was doing that, though? Again, yeah, that's a good point. I forgot about that. I forgot we had a stupid Mario Kart racing game coming out for Transformers, so I'm pretty sure we did. Again, I can't really build up too much anticipation, because I remember seeing the trailer for that and thinking it looked kind of crap. But I guess that could be... that's a good point. That could be the game that's coming. Big D says Earth Wars, which somehow keeps... it's still going? Oh my god. Mobile games. If you pay, they will come, or they will persist. Yes, if you pay, it will persist. That's usually how mobile games go. So, yeah, some Transformer games coming. Don't get your hopes up. Have low expectations, and then you will not be disappointed. That's my usual modus operandi, which is usually bleak, but true. At least in most cases. That's all the news, unless TFW is refreshing. We got something cool that's just popped out of nowhere. Images of Legacy Leader Galvatron, no. And Leader Voyager Metal Hawk. No, so we did nothing. What about God Bomber? What about God Bomber? I didn't see a God Bomber story while trawling through the news. What God Bomber? Where was God Bomber under? God Bomber. Was it in this? No. I didn't see a God Bomber, Simon. Where would that be? Oh, this. Oh, here we go. MP, Masterpiece God Bomber. Okay. I didn't even see this. I must have seen God Bomber and just didn't give a rat's ass. So, many years ago, we got the Masterpiece Jinrai MPG09, and we're now getting the MPG14, which is going to be God Bomber. These were images shown from the Tokyo Toy Show. Shockingly, not a lot of images shown for God Bomber. But we do have them. Shows that he's coming with the 3 kids as well, the Headmaster Juniors, on very tiny stands. Is it fair? They look like they might be too big to go in a cab. I don't know. He has some big, meaty forearms. It looks like he's going to maybe be one of the best versions of God Bomber we've had, I suppose. He's got the tremendous God Bomber cannon on his shoulder. Quite nice head sculpt. But again, there's not a huge amount of images for this. We don't see the God Jinrai combined mode yet, as far as the images I see here. But we do have an image, not from the show, but we do have an image of the trailer mode as well, which is, it's what you would expect, nothing too crazy. We have the CG render of what the Masterpiece God Jinrai will look like, and it looks fine, I guess. Big and clunky and chunky as he ever be. As you would expect. Yeah, I don't know what to say. Here's the thing. I'll be interested to see how much parts forming he does to transform. I expect him to parts form, obviously, to make God Jinrai. That's a given. I'm interested to see how much parts forming he has to do to transform into his vehicle mode. Because if he's Masterpiece scale, I'd prefer him to be able to mostly transform without pulling him apart, without having to pull him apart, just on the basis that he's a masterpiece. There's no information on price, but it does say for date release 25th 2005, and then it says 6th, so I'm guessing the 6th month of the year, which is, I can't remember offhand because I'm stupid. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. June. Maybe June. Big D says probably guess at 150. Yeah. Might be more. It might be a little bit more than Prime. Might be a little less. Sorry, God Jinrai. Might be a little less. I don't know. Maybe they'll just stick to like 150, like you say. I expect a lot. He's a big boy that combines and lots of parts, and it's Masterpiece price point, so he's probably not going to be super cheap. But there you go. There we go. That's the last of the news. Thank you, Simon, for letting me know about that little tiny bit of news. I think Simon says, I think more given it might be smaller run. Yeah, that would make sense. I wonder if they make the exact same run as the God Jinrai, so everyone has the option, or they do not half the run, but a small run because they estimate that not as many people are going to come back and double dip to get the God Bomber. I don't know. That's an interesting business question, I suppose. But this time is definitely all the news for this week, everybody. Thank you very much. I didn't get a huge amount of stuff this week. The work has been very quiet, actually. I did see my buddy, and we did head to the forest for a fun time, just kind of hanging out and chilling. Then we went for a pub meal. The rest of the time, I've just actually been chilling. I haven't been able to have full time off from work, but basically I've had more freedom than usual. but also not complete freedom. It's a very strange situation at the moment. Oh, I did get Jack-O-Lantern from the Marvel Legends series. I know nothing of Jack-O-Lantern, but I saw him. He has a costume sort of like Green Goblin, and then he has a pumpkin for a head that's on fire, and I was like, fuck it, that's pretty cool. I'll get that. Why not? I'm getting a lot of Marvel Legends figures at the moment, because I'm like, oh, Marvel's pretty cool. Oh, I did get Marvel Midnight Suns on PC, the turn-based tactical card game strategy thing done by the XCOM people. Generally did not do well financially. People said the combat is fun. I can attest to that. It is fun. It is good. I'm enjoying that a lot. And then everything that happens at the main hub, the quote-unquote, the Abbey, where you do all the dialogue stuff, is exactly what people say, and it's really fucking cringe. It's really, really, really cringe. I hate it. The heroes feel like CW versions of the characters, and the interactions are just lame. They're lame. I have yet to run over like dialogue where I'm like, wow, yeah, this is them on point. Voice acting is also a little. The voice actors are not the voices I would have chosen for a lot of the characters either. So I did get the DLC today, so I can now play as because I got it on sale. I can now play with Deadpool when I unlock him, Venom, Michael Morbius, and Storm, which seems like really random one to shove in there. Orange says saw Studio Series Springer in stores, but he was full price, so pass. Yeah, exactly. I'm gonna get Studio Series Springer, but once he comes down in price, not interested beforehand, to be honest. I don't want him at full price. Big D says Jack is a goon as a sub hobgoblin level goon. I think that's kind of what he looks like, but he looks fun. Oh, he is funny. He's a decent figure, and he's got a really cool look. I kind of like him. Simon says, did you get Ghost Rider? I did get Ghost Rider. I got Danny Catch Ghost Rider. Did I not talk about that last week? I would have mentioned that. I thought I mentioned that. Well, yeah, I did get the Danny Catch figure. I like it quite a bit. The bike's cool. The flame effect parts are good. Obviously, because I'm not big into like buying Marvel Legends, I don't know what the general bar is for the quality control on them. It definitely doesn't have as much articulation as, say, the G.I. Joe line. I think the G.I. Joe line technically might be a little bit better of a line in some aspects, but, they don't have as iconic a characters as the Marvel guys. I felt that the printing for his, what's it called? The penance stare. It almost like it's meant to be in the back of his eyes, for the back of his eye sockets. Feels like it's a little bit too low. I'm not sure, but generally I really like it. I've so far liked all of them. I've also got some more Marvel Legends coming to me, I suppose you could say, because they'll be coming at some point. If I got coming. I have Jean Grey and the Phoenix Force, because that was £10 cheaper on Amazon than it was anywhere else. So it was 36 versus 40 to 50. I was like, oh, fuck it, I'll get that. She's got a big Firebird. That's cool. Also getting Tombstone, because the figure actually looks pretty cool, and he's a good old goon to have as well. I like Tombstone, just a mean, nasty mob boss. Actually in a suit as well. I never liked Tombstone in the cartoon series, because he had this weird, like, giant V-neck t-shirt, which looked bizarre. It was a super, super, super weird look. This Tombstone's in a suit. He looks dapper as fuck. I wish I looked as good as Tombstone does. So I got that coming. I've got the pre-order for the Superior Spider-Man, because that was, instead of most places having him for £30, I was like, fuck off. Amazon had him for 24 pre-order, so I was like, oh, fuck it, I'll pre-order that. I haven't read the Superior Spider-Man story. I hear everybody generally likes it. The suit looks neat. Got the weird spider legs as well. I was like, yeah, okay, yeah, sure. So I've got that on pre-order as well. Simon says, are you getting Odin Allfather? I hope so. I just don't know whether to pre-order him, right? I don't know whether I should pre-order him, because I don't know if anybody gives a fuck about him. In a general sense, I know why people want to buy out Phoenix. It's Jean Grey, it's Phoenix. It makes sense. It's on the newer female body book, so it's not shit, as most of the female characters were on this really crap mold for the most part, or book for the most part. So it makes sense why everybody would rush to get her. I don't know if people give a shit about Odin in a general sense of the word, because he's not like he's a very important character. He's fucking Odin. But I'm like, I don't know if I need to pre-order him because he's £50, which is pretty expensive, or to wait and see if he drops in price. I don't know, because I want to get the Cabal as well, but the Cabal has sold out on pre-orders. I'm hoping they'll restock. Because I'd love to get Taskmaster, because the only thing we need with Taskmaster is we need his ultimate nemesis. We need the Dawn of the Dead. If we get Taskmaster and I can get the Dawn of the Dead, I would be pretty hyped. Norman as the Iron Patriot. I'm not too fussed about Iron Patriot. It's okay. But then more importantly, Doctor Doom. Now, will they do a new Doctor Doom? Probably, but I don't have a decent Doctor Doom. I've got the Doctor Doom that had the Build-A-Figure part for, who was it? Build a part for, who was it for? It was a cape. It's a Build-A-Series part for Ronan. Yeah, so that was an old one. It was the one where you could actually remove his mask, which he looked like shit in the mask, so I didn't really care about that. But yeah, I'd like to get the Cabal at some point, if they get it back into stock. I'd like to do that. I tell you what I would have liked to have done, but you just can't find them anywhere now for like under £50. I feel dumb that I didn't pick up the X-Men 97 Wolverine figure. He's just impossible to get now without having to go stupid prices. So I've always got my eye open for that. I've got my eye on the Doctor Strange Wong set and Bats. I didn't even know Doctor Strange had a ghost dog called Bats. I'm tempted to get that because it looks pretty good. It looks like a pretty decent Doctor Strange. It looks like he might have like a condition as he's gray skin. So I'm guessing it's like maybe evil Doctor Strange, as you get a Dormammu head with him as well. But it looks pretty decent. Wong's fine, I don't care too much for Wong. And I'm also looking at the series that's coming out in, end of October, November. The Black Heart Build-A-Figure line. I don't want to get all the line because I think some of them are a rip-off, like Bloodstorm. I don't give a shit about Bloodstorm. Don't give a shit about Brother Voodoo, but he actually does come with some accessories which look nice. Damien Hellstorm comes on a weird body and again doesn't come with enough stuff. Lilith seems to come on the old female body and doesn't come with fucking anything. Moon Knight doesn't look too bad. And I could skip Weapon of Vengeance. So the only one I'm really after is like Dracula. I think Dracula looks really cool. I've never read a Marvel comic with Dracula in, but I'm aware of who Dracula is. He's a minor character in fiction. And his design actually looks a little bit like Kane. From the Legacy of Kane games. I can put it on the screen. There you go. I think it looks like a little bit like Kane, pre-Soul Reaver. Before Kane got all gloopy. This is like Blood Omen Kane kind of deal. Orange says, and BBTS didn't get Beachcomber or DevCon in the release dates said. Well, you should be able to get it from Amazon, right? Generally speaking, I would think, Orange. Because I get really fucking annoyed when I go on Twitter and I see there are like there's an account I follow that's like, oh, there's a new thing on sale. I'm like, oh, click on it. It's like, oh, it's only America. Oh well, never mind. Never mind. Are Marvel Legends stocked at Smith's or better online? Oh, they're not stocked at Smith's. They had them at Smith's for a very small amount of time, but a very limited amount. They had it for like the the line that had, was it White Vision and Loki and Tigra on the like really old retro card? They had loads of them, and then they didn't get anything else in, and I was like, well, it's the crap wave, generally speaking. No one would want most of those. None of them came with anything either. So unfortunately, if you want to get Marvel Legends, it feels like, again, one of those things where you gotta go online to get them because you ain't getting them anywhere else. If anyone wants to donate me their Blackheart pieces, I'd be happy with that because I definitely I like Blackheart, and I'd like him for like a Marvel vs. Capcom 2 collection, and he'd also go really well with Ghost Rider, so that's why I want him. Speaking of Blood Omen, this is Exelhedge. Did you support the Kickstarter? No, I don't support Kickstarters. You mean for the Soul Reaver graphic novel comic? No. One, I don't really support Kickstarters in general. If it's a thing I want, I'll get it once it comes out if I can. If I can't, I don't care too much. Two, I don't particularly care about a graphic novel that's set in between Blood Omen and Soul Reaver of like Cain bringing Raziel back to life. I'm like, I don't particularly give a shit about that. So it's just not anything I care about, you know? If it was... No, I wouldn't even do a Kickstarter for a game. If they said to me, we're remaking Blood Omen, the very first Legacy of Kain Blood Omen, I'd be very happy, because that's a very old game, and it's, you know, it's got problems. It's not like Soul Reaver, which is still fun enough to play. It's got some jank to it. It's still fun enough to play the first Blood Omen, but there's some jank. So if they want to remake that, I'd be fine. If they want to remake Soul Reaver, I'd be happy. You know, but I don't give a rat's ass about a Fund Me comic thing. It's just not for me, unfortunately. Big D says the funny thing is that prior to this look, Drac had his 70s Tomb of Dracula black hair, sachet goatee in a suit with a cape. And they gave him a really good death in Captain Britain and MI13. Then he was back within 6 months with this look. Wow, so are you saying he got a glow up within 6 months? Let's see if I can find an image of old Dracula. Marvel Dracula. Marvel Dracula. No, that's current Dracula. I'm guessing you just mean oh yeah. Oh yeah. There he is. He's just a man. He looks like Vincent Price. He looks like the most generic version of Dracula you've ever fucking seen. It's just, yes, the Dracula cape. Yeah, I like his wispy mustache. Again, very Vincent Price, but man, what a bummer. Yeah, the new look looks pretty good, I think. He looks like Vlad Tepes, you know, the guy that's gonna come around and fucking put you on a spike, impale you on a spike, that kind of thing. Yeah, he looks pretty neat, actually. He looks pretty good. This one. It is Vincent Price. You can't tell me that this hasn't been designed to look like Vincent Price. There ain't no fucking way this hasn't been designed to look like Vincent Price. You can suck my dick. Yep, and Blade was interesting from this period as well. Is that where he had the 90s bob weave as well? Because I never liked the look of Blade in the animated Spider-Man show. I always thought his hair looked dumb. He generally looked stupid. I think basically Wesley Snipes saved Blade. Because Wesley Snipes made Blade look cool. I don't know whether Blade looked like Wesley Snipes before they cast Wesley Snipes, but I'm pretty sure after Wesley Snipes, they just made him just look like that. And I'm like, that, you know, good. Wesley Snipes looks fantastic. He's a good-looking Blade. No, Tomb of Dracula had a big-ass afro. Oh, let me put in Tomb of Dracula. Let me put in Marvel Tomb of Dracula. I see no afro. Not here, at least. I believe you. This one has a turban on. Yeah, no, these are all just very stereotypical looking Draculas that we've seen. The basic bitch Dracula. The most basic. Actually, it looks a bit like Black Tom here, doesn't he? I suppose. Well, old Black Tom, not 90s Black Tom, I suppose. I don't know a huge amount about it, so I can't speak to any expertise, of course. But yeah. I think, didn't we hear as well that... so actually, I tell you what I'm interested in. I'm interested for Hasbro Pulse to show off the new stuff coming from blah, 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 what do you call it? Marvel Legends. There are rumors I hear coming about that Marvel vs. Capcom is going to get a line. So they're going to do like versus packs, which I'd be super interested in. Maybe we'll get new figures as well. I don't know. It sounds like there's some one or two interesting Marvel figures along the line that I could be twisted into buying at some point. Big D says, and yeah, post Snipes Blade has looked like him in all the appearances. All the appearances to his better. Yeah. So I like that change. I'm not sure I like the Samuel L. Jackson always being Nick Fury, because I liked standard Nick Fury. I hate to say white Nick Fury because it sounds weird to say that, but I like white Nick Fury, and I'm annoyed that he's been basically bullied out of the Marvel universe to just be usurped by Ultimate Nick Fury. Ultimates, whatever their universe was called, Ultimates or Ultimate Universe Nick Fury. And I think they should have just kept that Samuel L. Jackson there, but I know why they didn't, because everyone's stupid according to the comic book industry, so no one would get who this white guy is, so he better be Samuel L. Jackson Nick Fury. And they said, no, they wouldn't do that, Andy. They did that with the cartoon series Earth's Mightiest Heroes. They assumed everybody was stupid, and they cancelled the show because they're like, it's not close enough to the movies. Ugh. Or maybe this is the one you meant. Maybe this is the one you meant. Blade has an afro in it. I don't have to scroll down now to it. This is a look. That's a look. Yeah, this one. That Blade with it? No, that's Blade with an afro, right? Blade with an afro. Simon said, did you see Blade in Wolverine and Deadpool? I did. Hard to miss him. If you didn't know what my opinion of that movie was, I'd say it's the worst of the three Deadpools. It was fine, but I don't think it was a very good film. It relies a lot on callbacks, but without a lot of substance to it. Also, it relies on the TVA, which is a fucking nightmare, which you should never do. The only thing you should do with the TVA is make the entire concept a joke and clown on it, because the entire TVA is a joke. It is a clown boy thing that they wrote into a crap TV show for Loki. They should have just got rid of it. Everything about the TVA should have been made a joke. Everything. The entire concept, the premise, it was all fucking dumb. All of it. I hate the TVA. I hate the Loki series. It's not as damaging as Multiverse of Madness, which is the most damaging movie to the MCU. But it's pretty bad. But like I said, if I was going to give like Deadpool, Wolverine like a rating, 6 or 7, I guess, like okay to good. And like the Deadpool 2 is probably more like a solid 7. And Deadpool 1's more like a 8 or a 9, I think. Like, Deadpool Wolverine definitely has pulled back. Like, the stripper girlfriend is she's basically just a trophy in the movie. She's not a person. All of Deadpool's friends and family are just trophies. You know, I'd much prefer to have seen him, like, hang out with Cable again. But Cable wasn't even in the movie. Because he's expensive, I guess. I don't know. XL Head says, at least Blade wasn't as jarring as visual change like Nick Fury. No, yeah, exactly, like mentioned. Or at least Nick Fury. Now, yeah. Big D says, not quite. 616 Nick Fury is now Nick Fury Jr., Nick Fury Sr.'s son, who looks like... Yeah, oh, fuck off. Fuck off. No. That's stupid. Kick rocks, as they say. Yeah, that's what I mean, Blade with an afro. Oh, okay. That'd be an interesting figure to get, Blade with an afro. It's an interesting look. I like this look more than he looked in the 90s Spider-Man cartoon. I mean, the TVA in the comics is a joke. They're not portrayed like that in the MCU. They're portrayed in the MCU pretty seriously. Even in Deadpool, Wolverine, the idea of them, the concept of them, how they work. Even Deadpool was making fun of them not nearly enough. I hate that fucking thing. Anyway, I think that's it. If you want to catch my streams where we talk about, we don't talk about video games, we play video games. We're playing Midnight Suns. I want to say, I was going to play Midnight Suns tonight, but because I want to keep playing that game, but I'm not able to because I'm not streaming it, which is a bit of a bummer. We're going to be playing it on Tuesday, maybe Monday, depending if I feel up to it tomorrow. I guess we'll see. I might just be too tired. That's on the Decade Andy YouTube channel, Decade Andy. We're on Twitter, Twitch, YouTube, all those places, just Decade Andy. Rotten Corpse of a Human Being, not 10-year period. On the Moonbase 2 podcast, Twitter, Twitch, YouTube, all those places, Facebook, Libsyn, iTunes, also ccbunker.weebly.com. If you want to join us on a Sunday at 8 o'clock in the evening UK time, you can join the chat. like everybody here tonight. Thank you very much to everybody for coming on by and chatting with me tonight. Much appreciated. That is 8 o'clock. That's on the Moonbase 2 Transformers YouTube page. Moonbase 2 Transformers in YouTube. You should find us. Yeah, that's it. Thanks everybody for coming on by. We'll see you next week for, I guess, we're going to be doing toys next week, unless something significant happens within the next 7 days, kind of news-wise, and we get something cool to talk about, which I doubt, but you never know, right? You never know. Something cool could happen. Ho-ho! So until then, thanks everybody for coming on by, can't talk. I'm, of course, dead on the outside, dead on the inside, and until next time, I'll see you next time. Bye-bye, everybody! Bye-bye! Yeah.